Several months passed after the king imprisoned his servant. Life in the kingdom continued as usual, though the king still bore the weight of his missing finger with bitterness. One day, he felt an itch for adventure once again. He longed to escape the palace and immerse himself in the thrill of the hunt. This time, however, he decided to go alone, thinking that without his servant's superstitious ramblings, he might enjoy his solitude and the power he wielded over nature. The king mounted his finest horse and ventured deep into the forest, driven by a restless spirit and a need to prove his strength. As he rode through the thick woods, he was captivated by the beauty and silence around him, the sense of control returning to him. But destiny had another plan. But before you continue, take a moment to reflect. How often you have faced challenges that seemed like setbacks, only to later realize they were stepping stones in disguise. You must be brave. Share this story with someone who may need the reminder that even in dark times, there is light hidden in the shadows.
Far from the safety of his kingdom, the king was suddenly surrounded by a group of fierce and wild savages who roamed the forests in search of human to be used for sacrifice. They captured him swiftly, overpowering him before he could draw his weapon. The king's heart raced with fear as he was bound and brought to their sacrificial altar. He thought his life had come to an end. The savages prepared the ritual with precision, chanting prayers to their gods. They examined the king from head to toe, ready to offer him as a worthy sacrifice. But just as they were about to make the final offering, one of the tribe's elders noticed something unusual. The king was missing a finger. In their strict belief system, only a complete human being could be offered to the gods. The king, with his missing finger, was deemed unworthy of sacrifice. To his astonishment, the savages released him, sparing his life. Stunned and shaken, the king returned to his palace, his mind racing with the events of the day. He could hardly believe what had happened. His missing finger had saved his life. Suddenly, the servant's words echoed in his mind. God never makes mistakes. Everything he does is for a purpose. Overwhelmed with gratitude and a new understanding of faith, the king rushed to the prison where his servant had been held. As soon as the servant was brought before him, the king fell to his knees and confessed his error. "My dear friend," the king began, "you were right all along. My injury was not a curse but a blessing in disguise. If I hadn't lost my finger, I would have been killed today by the savages. But I must ask you, if God is so good, why did he allow me to throw you into prison?" The servant, smiling gently, replied, "My king, if I had not been imprisoned, I would have accompanied you on the hunt, and because I have all my fingers, I would have been sacrificed in your place. Indeed, God never makes mistakes." Conclusion and final reflection. The king, once blinded by pride and self-reliance, now understood the wisdom of his servant. He saw that life's challenges, no matter how painful, often carry hidden blessings that only reveal themselves in time. His heart swelled with gratitude, not just for his servant's loyalty but for the divine plan that had protected them both. This story reminds us all that even in our darkest moments, when we feel abandoned or defeated, there may be unseen reasons for our struggles. Sometimes, the things we view as setbacks are actually the very things that save us.